hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel. I am Brittany Fontana, the hiring and onboarding manager for FFL Team Emerald City. And today on our channel we have the man, the myth, the legend, Brad Allan, everyone. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Brad, how
Yes.
are you doing today?
I'm fantastic.
Yeah.
This is our Monday.
I know, right? For you guys, for the agent, it is the Monday. So I know we all want to know, how did you get started here?
So it was 3 years ago, July 15th of 2018, that I sold my first policy ever. I had been licensed for a year as a captive agent at a couple of different, very large, successful companies. And I had never made a sale for a year.
That's crazy because you know, you hear that and then you see your numbers and see what you do every day, every week, every month, and it's just I would not put two and two together. I would never think that was where you came from.
Well, so I'm not a quitter.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm maybe a little stubborn.
Who isn't?
Going a whole year without a sale and not quitting. I couldn't imagine doing that here with Family First. No way.
No.
But I came here in the spring of 18, sold my first policy July 15th of 2018. The difference between the two companies is that we have a lot of leads, and there were no leads where I was. And so I bought every lead I could get my hand on. Did $19K in commissions in my first 30 days.
Which, again, you know, hearing these numbers, they're unheard of. And again, with your past, I mean, it's incredible to see, you know, you coming from nothing to something so quickly and so effortlessly. Obviously it's work, but you did it with grace, and you did it, you know, in a presence that is super inspiring. And I'm sure to all agents, you know, we all look up to you and your numbers, and it's an incredible thing to see. And, you know, I'm interested in knowing what were your thoughts going into your first sale, knowing that you've never done this technically before?
Right.
I mean, were you nervous?
Yes.
Or were you like, where was your head at with all this?
Super nervous, and I made a lot of mistakes. And you can't go backwards, but I wish I could, because I made so many mistakes.
Really?
Yeah. What
are these?
Yeah, buying leads I had no problem with. Picking up the phone and dialing, I dreaded that so much. Matt Smith has overcoming phone objections video, and and I watched it 8 times.
Bless your heart, you're
8 times.
Replay,
and
replay.
And my wife Patty, she's like, you know what? I think you actually have memorized it at this point. You just need to pick up the phone.
You've watched it enough. Let's go. Let's try.
I was so afraid of the phone.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you think it was just because you weren't sure what you were going to get on the other line?
It's
or
awkward. It's, you know, I didn't want to call somebody 3 or 4 times. I didn't know what I didn't know. I'd never done this. And walking up to some stranger's house for the first time, very nerve-wracking. Knocking on doors, that freaked me out.
Yeah, it's intimidating when you think about it. But again, what's great with FFL and what I've learned is that they really push you to your limits, but you realize you can do it. And you realize you have so many things about yourselves that you can do that you never knew. And it's a great thing. It gets you out of your comfort zone. I think it can be, you know, a bad thing to stay in your comfort zone too much, honestly.
You get stretched here. No
I
doubt.
bet.
I can tell you I wouldn't be living here if it wasn't for that, because my mother lived here, moved down here to take care of Mom. But when we were looking around, we couldn't find any place, and so there was this house in Surprise. I just walked up and knocked on the door, because that's what I do for a living. Is I
door knocks.
I just do a door knock. And my mom's like, what is he doing? He's just going to walk up to some stranger's house and knock on the door. And Patty's like, oh, he does that for a living.
She's like, it's fine.
And now we live there.
And see, look, now you have this beautiful home.
Right.
I went to your home and had dinner, and it was, you guys, his house is beautiful.
Because of the door knock.
Yeah, but look, that's what it got you.
Right.
It's because of a door knock. That's just incredible. So I know we all want to know, again, your numbers, everything you've done has just been so impressive, Brad, and we all appreciate your work. Is there a secret to all this? What would be the secret to your success?
Consistency.
Consistency.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in fall of 2018, I went to Athene's corporate headquarters, and there was some advanced market training on annuities.
Okay.
And I sat next to Amy Mickelson. She was the #1 producer. She's right now, I think, #2 all time.
Oh,
She's
wow.
in Georgia.
Okay.
And
Good for
she's
her.
just a little thing like you. I mean, she's like 5'0" nothing,
Oh,
right?
I love it. Yes.
And I'm wondering, how does she sell so? But I ended up sitting next to her on the bus on the
Okay.
way to Athene's corporate headquarters, and I was like starstruck. You know,
Aw.
I'm gonna get one question, don't screw it up, don't look like an idiot. And I don't even remember what I said. "Ooh, how do you do it?"
Right? How do you do it?
Yeah. And she just, you know, she's sitting there like taking sales from her phone on the bus, sitting next
Oh
to me,
my
and she's
gosh,
like,
how awesome.
consistency. And it's like, great, and what else? I'm taking notes, right? She's like, what? It's like, no, that's it, just consistency. And it's so true. You have to be consistent with your schedule, with your mindset, with your investment in leads, with your structure in the house, with how you set appointments on the phone. Really, there's one thing, and it's consistency.
Yeah.
If you're consistent, you have a shot.
Yeah, and I've seen that, and I know I'm fairly new to the industry and to FFL, but I've noticed the consistency is huge. It speaks volumes here, and,
Yeah.
and you can see the difference in where the consistency sits and where it lies with
Yep.
you know whoever in the field, and it's incredible because you wouldn't think needing that consistency is so important, but when you're an independent agent and
Yep.
you need to be held accountable, that consistency is what's going to hold you accountable 100%.
Yep, that's the main thing, consistency.
Oh, I love it. Consistency's key, guys, so notate that down. Now, I'm a new agent,
Yep.
and I'm completely new. Never done this before, just got my license, so I'm, automatically overthinking everything just because I'm so nervous because it's so new.
Right.
What would be your best advice for someone who's coming into this new as can be?
So the first thing you need to do is get on leads, because you're not really working until you're investing, and that means leads.
Okay.
And we have a lot of different lead types.
Yeah.
There's aged leads that are super cheap, but you kind of get what you pay for, right?
Yeah, 100%.
If it's $1 lead, then you're gonna have to get a lot of dollar leads and get through a lot of no's to
Mhm.
find the yeses. But there's, final expense, which is essentially whole life.
Yeah, okay.
And then you've got life leads, which could be term.
Mhm.
And then you've got mortgage protection, which could be really anything, but typically bigger policies. So final expense, mortgage protection, indexed universal life, fixed indexed annuities, and Medicare. That's what we do. We have lead types for all of these things at various prices. Basically,
Okay.
the more you pay, the
Mhm.
fresher and more exclusive and better chance you have of sitting with them.
Yeah,
But I don't really care where people get their leads, as long as they get on leads, because until you're on leads, well, as soon as you swipe your credit card, you're like somewhat committed.
yeah.
I
By
mean,
that point, it's like
That's what I did.
you're in it to win it at this point,
Right,
guys.
yeah, I swiped my credit card, and then it's like, oh no, now I have to
You're
dial
like,
the
"Okay, no,
phone.
really,
Because I'm spending my own money, I've gotta
I
get
really
on the
have
phone,
to do
which
this.
is, scary and weird
Yeah.
and new, and you're
like you were saying.
You're never
yeah.
gonna be as bad as you are at first. You'll get better and better, but you have to push through that uncomfortableness. And it starts with buying leads, and then consistency.
Mhm.
Never stop buying leads.
Just don't. Yeah.
No, I started at $500 a week, and then within 30 days, I was at $1,000 a week for lead purchases.
Yeah.
And I bought every lead I could get my hands on. And right now, I'm at $4,500 a week
And-
on leads.
Yeah. and
But this last week, I posted
I was
52,000.
saying, look at what you're doing.
Yeah, so if you're spending 4,500 to get 52,000, they're just numbers.
yeah, the return on investment is
Yep.
is huge. I mean, your margins are huge here
Yeah.
with the leads. And the lead costs aren't unreasonable
No.
at all. I
Mhm.
mean, seeing what I've seen in other places, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
everything here is definitely workable and doable. Again, it just comes down to that consistency.
Absolutely.
And what's great too is all the platforms that we use to communicate with here at FFL. I mean, you'll even see some of those older leads being super successful for agents.
sure.
So even if you do, like you said, have to buy, you have to work with your budget and
Right.
buy in quantity, because you're gonna find that yes in there.
Oh, yeah.
And we see it daily with the posts, from other agencies that an aged mailer, and they turned it around and got $1,000 sale out of it. I mean,
Absolutely.
again, that's huge, and that speaks volumes.
You
And
bet.
I mean, anything's possible here with FFL, and I think that's what's incredible about this company. And look, we got the $1 million man here.
Right.
again, how he does it, you know, it's incredible. And now we know the secret is consistency.
Absolutely. Gotta be consistent.
Well, thank you, Brad, for stopping in today.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it. I know
Yeah.
you're a busy man and you
Yeah.
got 40 appointments in a day somehow to crunch into. So thank you for taking the time, and we
Absolutely.
appreciate it. And guys, don't forget to add our social media platforms as you see down here below on the screen. And stay tuned. Every Friday there will be a new video. So stay tuned, guys. Thank you.